Okay. A lot of people have been asking me about this music. It's called Into Space. Mhm. Okay. We have to hold on. Stop the music. It's called Into Space, but it is special to the program that I'm using. So you might not be able to find it. Okay, everybody. If you're watching from the United States, I'd like to see a 1. If you're watching from Vietnam, good morning, Vietnam, give me a 2. If you're from Australia, let me see a 3. And then anywhere else, Canada, Germany, New Zealand, Japan, anywhere else, just tell me where you're from. So I see a lot of 1s. I see a lot of 1s and some 2s. I know that most of my audience is from the United States. And then we have a lot of people watching from Vietnam as well. So, all right. Today's lesson is on past tense verbs. Past tense verbs là động từ quá khứ đó. Now, we've already done it. Đã làm rồi. Okay, so verbs that are past tense. Now, we have 4 rules for regular verbs. 4 rules. Of course, there are always exceptions to the rule. That means they break the law. They don't make sense. You just have to remember them. All right. This is rule number 1 for regular verbs. This is pretty easy. To make past tense with most regular verbs, all you have to do is add an ed at the end. Walk becomes walked. Okay? You just add ed at the end. Ready? Let's see what happens. Play becomes played. Played. Cook becomes cooked. Cooked. So it sounds like a T. Sometimes it sounds like a T. Sometimes it sounds like a D. Stay, stayed. Stayed. Rain, rain. This is a difficult word for lots of Vietnamese. I don't know why. Rain becomes rained. Rained. Clean becomes cleaned. I cleaned the kitchen today. I cleaned the kitchen. Want becomes wanted. Wanted. He wanted to go. Start becomes started. Started. Rule number 2. If a regular verb ends with the letter E, then all you have to do is add a D. Like the word love. Love ends with an E, so all you have to do is put a D. Loved. Smile becomes smiled. 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 I think this is a hard word for Vietnamese. Like the word mile, smile, while. Okay. Like if you can say the word why, tại sao đó, W-H-Y, you can make the sound, why. Thì khi mà quý vị nói cái chữ wild, W-I-L-D, You say wild. Okay. Smiled. Smiled. Like becomes liked. Liked. Care, because it ends with an E, add a D, becomes cared. Cared. He cared for her. Lie becomes lied. Lied. He lied to me. Nói loud. He lied to me. Bake becomes baked. Baked. Sounds like a T. Baked. Rule number 3. Okay, now it's getting a little bit trickier. If the regular verb ends in a consonant là phụ âm. If it ends in a consonant and Y, then you remove the Y and you add I-E-D. That's a lot to remember. Okay, so the word cry becomes cried. Cried. But when you write it, okay, you remove the Y and you add I-E-D. Cried. Yeah. Dry becomes dried. Dried. Someone is saying it's very difficult to pronounce ED after the verb. You know why that's difficult? Because most Vietnamese love to drop the ending sound. Whether it's past tense or not, even if it's a normal word like 6, they always drop the ending sound. But past tense is all about the last sound. So if you drop it, you're mispronouncing the word. Okay? Fry. Fried. Okay, so remember, if it ends in a consonant and the letter Y, get rid of the Y and add I-E-D. Try, tried, tried, tried. Marry becomes married. 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 So a lot of Vietnamese may say, oh, he married her. Married. He married her. Married her. Okay, you have to have the D. If he already did it, he married her. Okay. It's all about the last sound. Study. Studied. Studied. If you use the sentence, I study all night long. Okay. Tại vì người Việt mình hay bỏ quên cái sound, cái âm ở sau đó. If you say I study all night long, that means you normally do. You always do. Còn nếu mà quý vị muốn nói cho người ta biết là hôm qua đó là quý vị là study all night. Cái mình học bài cả nguyên đêm hôm. You have to say studied. I studied all night. I studied all night. Yeah. Studied all night. Worry. Worried. Worried. So same thing. A lot of Vietnamese say, oh, I was so worried. No, I was so worried. Worried. Okay, I was so worried. Okay. I know that you're asking about when to say T and when to say D. We'll go through it again, and you'll be able to see a lot of the similarities. And sometimes there are exceptions, so you just have to remember. Okay, rule number 4. If the regular verb ends in a single vowel, là một cái nguyên âm, and a single consonant, một cái phụ âm, like the word stop, O-P, then what you have to do is you have to double the consonant and then add ed. You see how I did that? The orange letter, you double the consonant, then add ed. Okay? Clap becomes clapped. Clapped. Plan becomes planned. Planned. For example, here's a sentence where if you don't make that sound, it's a different meaning. Okay. If you say, I plan to go. I plan to go. Là tôi tính đi. But let's say you didn't make it. And you're like, well, I planned to go. I planned to go. That means you had planned. You did plan. Okay? Planned. Rip. Ripped. Ripped. Mop becomes mopped. Right? You double the consonant, add ed. Then there are exceptions. So they don't follow the rules. Like run. You don't say runned, you say ran. He ran away. Make becomes made. Okay, it's not maked, it's made. Win becomes won. Okay, it's not wind, it's won. He won the lottery. Spit becomes spat. Spit, spat. Sleep becomes slept. So remember, these are exceptions. There are other ones too. Exceptions to the rule. Okay, let's test your knowledge. Okay? So before I give you the answer, I want to know what you think. Jump. To make that past tense, what do? You add ed, it becomes jumped. Jumped. Cry. You remove the y, add ied. Cried. Cried. She cried when he left. She cried. Carry. Carry ends in y. Remove the y, add ied. Carried. Carried. He carried her over the threshold. Shove. Shove the soda. You shove somebody. Shove. What do you do with shoved? Oh, shoved. You just add a D. Why? Because it already ends in an E. So you just add a D. Shoved. Shoved. Chop. What do? It ends in an O and a P. You doubled the consonant, add ED. Chopped. Chopped. Order. This is easy. I ordered a lot of food. I ordered a lot of food. Fly. Oh. What do you do with fly? I'm trying to trick you. I'm trying to trick you. What do you do with fly? Fly is one of those words that doesn't follow the rule. It's not flied, it's flew. Flew. The bird flew overhead. Okay, flew. Flew. Here's another one. Draw. What do you do with draw? Draw. This is another one. It doesn't follow the rules. It becomes drew. Okay? Drew, not drawed. Drawed. A lot of little kids, right? When they're learning to speak, they would say drawed. Okay. So that is our 4 rules. Okay. I'm going to go through it again, and we're going to see if we can see some of the similarities for how to pronounce something. We're back. Going back. We're reversing. Going back in time. There we go. Rule number 1. So most of your verbs, all you do is add ed. Okay? Play, played, played. Okay, so that one sounds like a D. Played. Cooked. That sounds like a T. Cooked. Cooked. Played. Stayed. Oh, stayed. Rained. Rained. You can see that most of the time it'll sound like a D. Cleaned. Okay, most of the time sounds like a D. Words like wanted, because it already ends in a T. Well, you can't put another T at the end. You can't say want, right? So it becomes wanted. Same thing with the word start. It ends in a T. So the way you pronounce it, you're going to hear started. Okay? Cooked. It ends in that C sound, cooked. So it sounds like a T at the end, cooked. Other words where it sounds like a T would be baked, baked. Okay? After a while, you should get used to it. Most words, you add ed, and then it sounds like a D. Stayed, rained, cleaned, wanted, started. And then, of course, with words that end in an E and you add D, then it's going to sound like a D. Loved, smiled, light. Light sounds like a T. So do you see a similarity yet? Words that have the k, k, okay, that ends with a K, that sound, k. Light, baked, cooked. Sounds like a T. Most other words will sound like a D. Cared, lied, baked. Sounds like a T. For words that end with a Y, remember we remove the Y, add IED. So when you add IED, it's going to sound like a D. Dried, fried, tried, married, studied, okay? Worried. All sounds like a D. Here, when you have to double the consonant, add ed, stop. Okay, stopped. Sounds like a T. Stopped. Clapped. Sounds like a T. Planned. Sounds like a D. Ripped. Mopped. And of course, our exceptions. Exceptions, you just have to know. You just have to know. Jumped. Jumped. Sounds like a T. Cried. Carried. Okay. Shoved. Chopped. Sounds like a T. Chopped. Mopped. Stopped. Those all sound like a T. Ordered. Okay. Flew. Drew. That's just part of vocabulary. When you know your vocabulary, then you'll know the exceptions to the rule. Okay. Who is brave enough to come on and talk to me? If you have any questions, okay, we have any questions about English I can help you with. Just a reminder, you have to turn down the volume or turn off your YouTube if you come on camera with me, okay? So I just posted the link. Okay, so I posted this link. So if you want to come on, you have to click on that link. You're going to have to turn on your camera. All right. And then we'll talk and we can hear. Okay. I'm going to see some of your comments. Cô Leyna ơi, cô dạy con động từ đi. Cô. Well, that's what we're doing. Verbs. Okay, verbs là động từ. And today we're talking about past tense là động từ quá khứ. Because you're right, Vietnamese, we don't have past tense. Right? We don't have past tense. Minh Châu, we always say the word đã, là khi mà mình đã làm rồi đó. Nó thành là quá khứ, nhưng mà mình không có cái here. We don't change our words. We add words, right? That's why it's very difficult. But you have to remember to always pronounce the ending sound. That's very, very important. Okay, here's a question. Cô ơi, cô giúp con cách đọc sort với là short. Sort. Sort. S sound. Sort. Là giống như chữ X của Việt Nam đó. Like ông xã. Sort. Sort. Còn short. S-H. Short. Là sung sướng đó. Okay? Short. Short. Okay. I see Quỳnh Chi, nhưng mà I don't see your microphone and I don't see your, there she is. Okay. Are you guys ready to meet our first guest tonight?
Hi, Leyna.
Hi. I remember you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. I'm still tired from my Vietnam trip.
I know. Welcome back to US.
Thank you. Thank you. For our viewers who might not have seen you last time you were on, can you tell everyone what your name is, where you live, what you do?
Okay. My name is Tran Ha. My first name is Tran. My last name Ha. I'm from San Diego, and I'm a barber. I work on the Marine base.
That's right. So you're a barber working on a marine base in San Diego.
Correct.
Yeah. And how long have you been in the U.S.?
I think 25 years.
25
more
years.
than that. Yeah.
I think I don't remember because I talked to so many people, but just from hearing, you have very good pronunciation with the ending sound. Right? What did I tell you last time when we were talking? What issues did you have?
Yeah, I think I have a lazy pronunciation that you taught me about the
Yes,
that.
the and that. That's right. Because I heard it. A lot of Vietnamese turn the TH sound into a D sound. Right? They say this, that,
right,
duh, right? Duh.
It's very make me confused because I'm not born or grow up here, so my pronunciation is not that good.
Yeah, actually, your pronunciation is better than a lot of Vietnamese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hope that you understand me.
No, it's great. Your pronunciation is actually very good.
Thank you, Leyna.
Yeah. So, but the TH sound is so difficult. Right?
Yeah, something is very difficult for me to pronounce the to work is the verb, but it's sometimes it's like between us. I'm sound like look the same, drive and try. You know what I mean?
Right.
Try
well,
and
like
drive.
right. But it's you know why? It's because you're not used to hearing it. Khi mà mình nghe mà không có quen đó, không có quen cái lỗ tai đó, thì mình nghe nó giống nhau. Nhưng mà thực sự is very different. Cũng giống như là khi mà người Mỹ họ nghe tiếng Việt, họ nghe nhiều chữ, họ nói là it sounds the same, but it's not. Người Việt thì mình nghe là mình phân biệt được, right?
Mình nghe mình phân biệt được, nhưng mà khi mình phát âm mình không có trúng. Leyna hiểu không? Mình phân biệt lúc mà họ nói với mình đó, mình phân biệt được, nhưng mà lúc mình phát âm by our sound not correct, you know.
So say drive and try. Okay, try and drive. Yeah, you sound great. You know why? It's you sound good because you're actually trying. Nhưng mà nhiều lúc khi mà mình nói chuyện đó mình không có pay attention.
Right, nhiều khi mình nói nhanh quá đó, cái mình lose the sound, mình lose pronunciation.
Yeah.
You know.
By the way, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, the word pronunciation. No, pronunciation. Oh, hold on. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to put it on the screen so people can see it.
Pronunciation.
Right. Pronunciation. Right. The biggest mistake that a lot of Vietnamese is they say pronunciation.
Right.
Hoặc là they confuse the two and they say pronunciation.
Yeah.
Nhưng mà it's pronunciation.
Yeah, pronunciation.
There you go. TION at the end of any word is shun.
Shun.
Yeah, shun. Okay, pronunciation. Yeah. So, but you just have to pay attention when you say it. Because you can say it, right? You can say it. Đâu phải là nói không được đâu. Nhưng mà tại vì nhiều lúc chị nói nhanh quá, chị không có để ý đó, phải không?
Đúng rồi.
Yeah. So yeah, but
với cái lưỡi bị cứng.
That's why you have to practice, right?
Well, I work on bass. I practice every day, but it's still.
Yeah. But that's why your English is so good, is because you do use it every day.
Thank you. I have no choice. I talk to all Americans.
Yeah,
I have no choice. No Vietnamese there.
Like when you say the word choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, most Vietnamese say choi, right?
Really?
They let go of the ending sound.
Right. And then when I come home and I have no choice too. My kids at home is just speaking English to me. So sometimes I don't understand, but I learn a lot from them.
Good. Great. Okay, well, it was nice to talk to you again.
Me too. Nice to talk
Okay.
to you. I love to hear you talking about Vietnam trip. Last time, like the first time you came back from live stream, right? I don't know, but
Yeah.
I hear that you say like không có tốn một cái gói mì gói. I love it.
I'm so glad.
I love it.
I'm glad. Thank you, Jay. We'll see you again next time.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Leyna. Have a nice
Bye-bye.
day.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Okay, I have another sweet young girl. I'm about Khánh Linh nhá. Bây giờ I'm going to talk to Khánh Linh. Hello.
Hi, my name's Lynn.
Your name is Lynn. How old are you and where are you?
I'm from Vietnam. I'm 10 years old.
Where in Vietnam?
It's in Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay. And how do we say the word thành phố? Mình nói sao? City.
City.
See, like you don't even know when you say Ho Chi Minh City. The word city is thành phố. Bởi vậy là Ho Chi Minh City là thành phố Hồ Chí Minh, right không?
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of us, we say Sài Gòn, but anyway, city.
City.
So city is thành phố. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, what do you like to do?
I like to reading books.
I like to read books.
Yeah.
Okay. Say it. I like to read books.
I like to read books.
Yeah. That is another mistake a lot of Vietnamese make is when they say reading, okay, is I like to read books. Reading is something that's present tense that you're doing right now. He's reading a book. Nếu mà mình đang đọc đó, mình mới nói là reading. Nếu mình thích đọc thì mình nói là I like to read.
Yeah.
Okay? So read, reading. Đã đọc rồi thì nói sao, em biết không?
I read books.
Right. I read a book. Read, reading, read. Okay? All right. Good job. Bye, Lynn. Good to meet you.
Bye, Leyna. Thank you.
Tell everyone who you are. Where are you?
Hi, my name is Quang Nguyen. I'm from Victorville, Southern California.
Oh, okay. Victorville.
You know where that is?
Of course I know where that is. So that's
It's on the way from Vegas.
Yeah, that's about, I think maybe 2.5 hours from me.
Not that far. I guess
You don't think so?
2 hours without traffic.
You know, there's always traffic in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Right. So what do you do for a living?
I'm an interpreter. I was the one who sent you the message last time to talking about medical things.
Oh, yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Yay. So I did a lesson, I think it was lesson 15 or 16 about
I watched it.
Yeah, about how to talk to your doctor.
Right.
My husband is in healthcare, and one of the biggest problems they have are with patients who don't speak English well.
Right.
And sometimes they can't tell the doctor what's wrong. They can't get the help that they need. So I did this lesson, and Kwa was very, very nice to let me know that if you go to the doctor, you can actually ask for an interpreter. Is that true?
That's true, regardless of insurance.
Okay. So nếu mà quý vị đi bác sĩ mà mình cảm thấy là mình không có là communicate cho nó chính xác được á. So what do? You just tell them you need an interpreter?
Yes, you just call your insurance. Just tell them that I don't speak English and I need an interpreter.
Okay.
They have to arrange one for you. That's just your right.
Oh, very good. Okay. So tell me, how long have you been in the US?
I have been here like, I think 13, 14 years. Yeah.
And how old were you when you came to the US?
19. I started to learn ABC since the age of 19.
You
Because-
started learning English at 19?
Yes, because French was my second language. English is my third one.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. That's
Because-
impressive.
My mom, she has no plan for me to, go to the US at all.
Uh-huh.
But then at the age of 16, my dad, he passed away.
Uh-huh.
And my mom, she got married with this American guy. He's Vietnamese American anyway. And then here I am.
And here you are.
So
Wow.
I started to, going to other school to take the ESL classes.
Uh-huh.
For those of you who don't know, ESL means English as a second language. Yep. And then I started from ABC. At the
Wow.
age of 19. Yeah. I'm 34 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, because it's very I mean, to learn a new language at 19 is not easy. But you've done so well. That's amazing. Awesome.
Not
Uh,
that-
w- have you looked at my channel before? Have you seen the other videos?
Yes. All
What
of
are your
them.
thoughts?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What would
I
you
am a
say?
huge fan anyway, so
What would you say was the most difficult thing for you in learning English? What's difficult for you?
grammar would be easy for me because I started with French grammar.
Right.
And French grammar is like much more difficult than English grammar. So I think pronunciation would be more difficult for me.
Pronunciation?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think for most people, pronunciation is pretty difficult.
There are some words that I try to not say.
Like what?
Oh, I don't want to embarrass myself. Like literally.
Literally.
Yes.
Literally.
Because it's too hard for me to say like that der and the word sound, just too hard.
Literally.
So I try not to say that word.
Okay, but I want to hear you say it.
Literally.
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 Literally. Literally. Yeah.
Literally.
Literally. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound bad. I don't know why you avoid it. What's another word that you don't like using?
Can't remember right now. Some words they're not difficult, but I just sometimes forget which syllable should I put the stress on.
Oh.
Like necessary.
Necessary.
Sometimes I say like necessary or necessary. So the first syllable or the second one.
Right. So the word necessary, okay, necessary.
Necessary.
But when you change the word, so like necessarily, not necessarily, right? That it gets kind of, the multisyllabic words can get a little tricky. I do have a lesson on stressed syllables because there are rules. There are rules that work with most English words. But yeah, so congratulations. I'm so glad that I'm very impressed that you started learning English at the age of 19 and you're an interpreter. That's wonderful. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And the other thing I like about that is that you help people through that, right? Some people have jobs where it's just a job. And then some people have jobs that also help people. Like when you're in healthcare or law or, something where you're able to help others. I think that can be very rewarding. So
yes, there was a time I met an old guy in the clinic, and he brought a paper just like this. He brought a paper, and here is that like gạo nếp, sticky rice, sưng, swollen. So he made the whole list of every word of the whole, everything that he's gonna ask doctor.
Aww.
But then, he saw me. He was so surprised. He said, "What? Chú có thông dịch viên được hả?" Nói dạ chú có thể yêu cầu thông dịch viên anytime. And I said, "Oh, it's good. So I don't need this." I said, "Yeah, you don't need this too, because when you have this, when you talk to a doctor, that's okay. But what when you do when the doctor talk to you, right? You can answer him, but when you can, talk to him, you can give him an answer. But when he responds to you, what would you do? How could you listen to that? How do you understand that? So you need an interpreter.
Right. Yeah. That's very important, especially when it has to deal with your health. So that's very important. So very cool. Well, it's nice to see your face. Thanks for your helpful comments. And I hope to see you again. Okay.
Thank you, sis. Sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, sis. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Andrew, are you there? Andrew, well, Andrew, let's check in on Andrew. Okay. Look, he left. But I hear something, which means he fixed it. Như vậy là he fixed it, and then he left. I can hear it. We'll have to come back to him. We'll have to come back to him. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, so I hope you found this lesson useful. Go back and listen to it. So, past tense. So two reasons why it's very difficult for Vietnamese. One is that so many Vietnamese drop the ending sound. But past tense is all about the ending sound, right? So if you say the word jumped, but you don't want to put the end sound, jump, you're not going to make the right word. And there are so many words where the ending sound is so different, right? You have to, it changes the word if you don't hear the ending sound. Like if you're going to say, I cry all night. Okay? I cry all night. If you say that, that means you always do it. I cry all night. But if you want to tell someone that you cried all night last night, okay? So you say, I cried all night. I'm tired today because I cried all night. You have to have that d. It's a d. Very light at the end, but you have to have it. Cried. Okay, I have someone new here. Hiền. Ready? Ready, Hiền. Here we go. Hello.
Hi, chị.
Where are you? And how, tell me.
I'm from Chicago.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And how long have you been in the United States?
Around 15 years. More than 15 years. Yeah.
And what do you do over there?
I'm a nail tech.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
How long have you been learning English?
I have English in high school in Vietnam.
Oh.
Yeah. And and when I came here, I took the at first I took the college, and I dropped a college, and I went to the English the ESL. Yes, for 4 years. And after that, I don't know what I want to be. So I dropped the school and just go to work.
So I want you to practice one thing, and it's a very common mistake that Vietnamese make. Like when you say the word the.
Yeah.
The. See, nhiều lúc tại vì nếu mà mình nói không quen đó, mình cảm thấy là nó, it feels weird that you move your mouth that way.
Yeah.
Nhưng mà when you do that, you pronounce it perfectly.
Yeah.
Nói đi.
The.
Yeah, see, so you can say it. Nhưng mà khi mà Hiền nói chuyện đó, you say the. Nó thành cái chữ đi. The, that, this.
Yeah.
So just say the, that, this. Yeah. Remember the S at the end, yeah? This. Yeah. See, so you can say it. Yeah. You're so lazy.
Yes,
Stop it with the lazy.
When I'm practicing, I can say it look like number 3. But when I talk, I forgot.
Yeah.
And when I just say out loud, I'm missing the
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you should try. Tại vì some people they don't care. Phải
Yeah.
không? Some
Yeah.
people họ không có care, họ nghĩ là họ nói người ta hiểu được là được rồi chứ họ cũng không có care, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
Nhưng mà nếu mà mình muốn mà tập luyện sao cho nó chính xác một chút đó, then just pay attention.
Yeah.
And you're lucky là tại vì you get to talk to people every day.
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah.
you can talk to them every day. So practice your English and just take a little time. Yeah.
The
This, that. Yeah. See? So when you pronounce it perfectly.
Yeah.
But when you talk, nó thành là the with this. Yeah, it's a very common Vietnamese mistake. So try, okay?
Yes. Thank you,
Okay.
chị. Yeah.
Okay. So good luck in Chicago. Say Chicago.
Yeah.
Say Chicago.
Chicago.
Shh. It's a SH sound chứ không phải là CH. Chicago.
Chicago.
No. Shh. Shh. Nó sung sướng nói đi. Sung sướng.
Sung sướng.
No. Sung sướng.
Sung sướng. So.
No. Người Nam cứ sung sướng. No. Sung sướng.
Sung sướng.
Okay. Shh.
Yeah.
Shh. Okay. So
Chicago. Chicago.
Sh. Ka. Go.
Go.
Chicago.
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 No.
Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
Chicago.
Chicago. Chicago. Người Việt mình hay nói là Chicago nha.
Yeah.
Nhưng tại vì họ thấy cái chữ CH. Cái kêu là Chicago. No. Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago. Okay?
Thank
All
you.
right. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Well, hi,
Okay.
Leyna. Hello, everybody.
Tell us about yourself. Where are you and what do you do?
Name's Andrew from Dallas, and I work for the federal. Been here 30 years-ish. 32 years to be exact.
How old were you when you came to the U.S.?
I was 20.
You were?
I was 20. I was 20.
Wow. Your English is very good.
Well, I've been staying with the American. I stay in the dorm with students. And come in contact with them like daily basis.
Right.
And,
That's great.
There was years that I hardly see Vietnamese, you know.
Right. See, mấy người mà họ làm việc chung với người Mỹ nhiều, hoặc là like I grew up in Minnesota, so all of my friends were người Mỹ. My high school, me and my brother the only Vietnamese, right? So mà lúc đó là những là Mỹ đen cũng không có nhiều, đừng có nói là người Việt nữa. Then my high school. So our English is better because we used it more.
That's right.
Right? We used it more. So you're like a perfect example, and I'm so impressed that you came here at 20 and your pronunciation is so good. Nhưng mà ngoài cái pronunciation ra đó, you know what is so good is you have a great voice.
Well, you know what? I quit smoking. Otherwise, my voice would have been like way deeper.
Really?
Way deeper.
Well, no, it's deep enough. Don't go back to smoking.
Okay, I'm not gonna get back to
Nhưng
that.
mà cái smoking không phải là deep voice, mà cái smoking là cái nó khàn là khác. Right. So you have a very full voice. So one thing, a lot of Vietnamese, especially women, and I describe the voice as thin.
Okay.
Like they have a very thin voice. And I don't know if nếu mà dịch qua tiếng Việt nó có make sense hay không. Là khi mà mình nghe cái giọng nó có vẻ nó rất là nó mỏng, nó sao, nó thin, nó không có full. It's not deep, it's not full. Right. And you actually can change your voice. You can change it a little bit. And it's how you breathe, it's how you talk, right? A lot of Vietnamese women especially, they have a very high voice.
Yeah.
And it's very thin. And then if you get nervous And then tự nhiên khi mà nói chuyện nó thành như vậy. No, you have to, you're right, you have to be confident.
Right, that's right.
Right.
That's the thing that I think we are lacking up, you know, like most of us Vietnamese that we talk to the American or we talk to like or the foreigner. Once we don't have the confidence, the voice becomes like kind of echoes, or I don't know how to describe that, but
yeah, you have to be confident.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, even if your English is not perfect,
right,
okay, even if you have an accent, it's okay. But speak with confidence.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
Nothing wrong with it, actually. Nothing. Bởi vậy những người mà họ like when you see someone talking, tại sao mình nghe người này nói mình thích nghe. Còn người khác mình nghe mình có vẻ mà you really don't want to, I don't care what he has to say. I don't want to hear him, right?
Exactly.
So it's the way you talk. So everyone needs to just slow down a little bit.
Right.
Right. Concentrate on pushing it out there. Okay. Because I can do the other voice. Yeah. Bây giờ mình nói chuyện rồi tự nhiên cái giọng nói nó thành như vậy. No, just I can do that.
You do pretty good at that.
Right? But it's better just slow down. And everyone can do it. Everyone can change a little bit the quality of your voice.
Right.
Yeah, and then if you just speak with some confidence, mình không có cần là phải nói chuyện with no accent, nhưng mà phải tự tin, right? And if when that comes across, it really doesn't matter how you're saying your words, right? But the idea comes across, and then I think people respect more when they hear from people who are confident.
Yeah, they kind of people that work with me. Indeed, that they really like. In a way, they kind of like my accent. Like, you got a very cool accent, I would say. And you eat fish sauce and nước mắm, and then you got that kind of accent, you know.
It's funny. I can hear a little bit of the Texas in your accent when you talk.
Yes, that's where I'm from.
Yeah. And thank you for not saying Dallas, Texas. For some reason, whenever Vietnamese say they're from Dallas, they always say, I'm from Dallas, Texas. They always put it, everyone knows where Dallas is. Like Houston, Texas.
Why? Well, there are actually 5 cities of Dallas here in the U.S. that I think from Georgia, Kansas, and I'm not sure from Chicago with a small town, but there's 5 of them, so it's kind of surprised me.
Oh, really? Yeah, I've never heard of the other ones. But most of the time, if I see a Vietnamese and they're from Dallas, I'm pretty sure they're from Dallas, Texas.
Texas. Gotta be Texas.
Right. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to get your microphone to work.
Likewise.
You have a wonderful voice.
Thank you.
And you've just, I love it. You've got great pronunciation. I love the way you sound. I love, like, your personality comes out in your voice. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you single?
Married. I'm proud father.
You're a grandfather?
No, I'm a proud father.
Oh, you're a proud father. Okay. Do you have any kids?
No, I'm not. Look, you and I have the same age.
Oh, we're the same age.
Yeah, I'm not getting there yet. I'm not getting
okay. Well, when I went back to Vietnam, people our age are already grandparents.
Indeed, yes.
Right.
If you compare with some of that Hispanics, like Mexican mostly.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah. But yeah, it's okay. I want to wait.
Yeah, same here. I just want to wait.
All right, Andrew, so nice to meet you. I hope to see you again on another broadcast. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye, Andrew.
Bye.
Oh, we talked to some really fun people. Yes, so his grammar was also good. So, he works for the federal government, right? And he has to use his English every day. Okay, that was fun. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Remember, past tense verbs. Don't drop that ending sound. It's so important. Don't drop it. People will still understand you, but it's not right. Okay. So, and I, for instance, I always strive to be correct. Always strive to be right. Like, why not? Like, if you can be, why wouldn't you want to be? I know I read some comments where people, they get very offended. They get very offended that I'm trying to correct pronunciation. And it's very simple. This channel is to help you with better English pronunciation. If you don't want to learn better English pronunciation, don't watch my channel, right? And again, like I just said with Andrew, there's nothing wrong with an accent. Not at all. Nothing wrong with an accent. There's also nothing wrong with wanting to make your English better, learning correct pronunciation. There's nothing wrong with that either. Okay. Mwah. Michael, our moderator. Michael, thank you for being a great mod. And before we go, we got to play that music. It's called Into Space. Okay, Into Space. But that was fun talking to everybody. Oh, that's my favorite spot right there. Okay, everybody. We'll see you again, hopefully, Wednesday night. 2 more nights. If you have suggestions on what kind of lessons you would like, all right, let me know in comments. If you want a lesson on, I don't know, whatever it is, let me know. What do you want to learn about? So have a good one, everybody. I just can't get enough of it. Okay, bye. Mwah. See you next